So I think, Mark, what you've helped me to do is where I am today. I wouldn't have been able to do it with your kind support and your generous patience and understanding. So with your support, we managed to secure the 3-year funding from National Lottery, which was fantastic. It allowed us to take a step back and just to take a breath for a moment. There was so much to do. There was so much going on. And we needed financial support. We needed somebody to understand where we were going. I think we use the metaphor here, the fish don't often see the water. So when you're in it, we couldn't see it. And it was a nice perspective to see it from a different point of view, to realize we're not on our own. Some of the particular challenges were in actually finding the time to do the process of an application form for National Lottery. You allowed us and guided us to finally have a website, an annual report of reflecting what we've been doing each year, which is easy to understand for our funders. We might not be achieving a lot, but whatever little we are doing is very meaningful and it's very important. It's very easy to say, go into a working environment and put your personal life on hold. I've never understood how to do that. And it's very difficult to do that because right now, I think it's fair to say we are not only service providers, we are also service users. I think we are actually for the first time as an organization considering giving cash grants, because some of the challenges most people are facing are very difficult to tick a box for funders. The cost of living, there's children who are turning off the radiators in their own rooms because they can hear mum and dad arguing all the time. These are very significant changes and challenges. So they're very seldom heard challenges. One final thing I want to say, everybody's very cross at the moment. Everybody's very short-tempered. Everybody's quick to snap. There's burnout from staff, from volunteers. We spend time and money and effort and energy to train our volunteers, and then they go in. It's all that's gone with them, the resources.
Yeah, the road ahead looks bright. I think I should remember we as an organization from Black-led communities, very new. English is a second language. I think we are doing things the way we think was right. But when we talk to you with your staff, we saw things in a different way. And the idea of creating a community engagement report, that was the first one we did, which made sure that there's a need for the center. That was really, really good. It elevated us to the first grant we got from National Lottery, which was and then when you supported us and you helped us, you suggested that, well, how about an impact report, which I think it's something that all organizations should do. You work people, but you need to know that there's been value to what you're doing. And sometimes we just forget about it. We just focus on doing the work, but we don't measure the impact. So what the report we did on the impact was really good. It showed how impactful our work is and what is needed in the future. And I think that was really good. And it's part of our working together. I think those are the products, those are the values that I get from you and your staff. And I would like to say on this note that please, thank you very much for that. We've got some funding, but truly, you would say it's 60% of what we need to run an organization to be sure that we can at least do something. The challenge is to get more, if we can get more funding streams around and be able to help our people, because like Nazar said, it's a lot of demand for our services. People are struggling and they need help. It can be mental well-being, it can be physical well-being, it can be anything. But if we don't have the capacity to deal with all that, they need to have more staff, more resources, more everything. We still need more technical and practical help. As a small organization, you can't do everything. You want to concentrate on helping the people, but you are supposed to keep things safe and stable, and you need to look structured, you need to look disciplined.
Mark, I would say you and Sadia, you are God sent to caring and sharing, and to my family as well. Even when the things are very, very tough for us, you came in at that time. You change everything about caring and sharing. So you are just God sent. At the beginning, it's very tough. You and Sadia, you put all your efforts to help us so that we can get this from National Lottery. All I can say, thank you. For you to help us, we are able to give hope to our service user financially, mentally, in everything. As you all know, we work with as refugee asylum seeker, and Rochdale is one of the highest place where refugee asylum seeker are. We are highly, highly busy. As Nasri said, that we are not only service provider, we are also a service user.
Nazreen, you were saying about how your work really is impactful. You might not work with a lot of people, but actually the people that you work with is really needed. And that specialized services, I think that I've learned people of faith and faith groups provide is really needed, but sometimes not necessarily understood by funders, or as a faith group, going for funding is really a difficult thing. Sometimes it feels like not being understood by local authorities or local grant givers. I think really the one-to-one support, I think, is what's really special about this kind of Steps to Sustainability project, because that is what's needed. It's not a sort of one size fits all.
Faith is one of the very dear protective factors we have, and we are trying to practice our faith. But we often find ourselves removing the word faith because we don't want them to misjudge us and misguide us. And these are conversations which there is no safe space to have, but Mark allows us, Sadia allows us. We have organizations in our own environments which allow us the safe space, and it's crucial for self-care.
And it's just so amazing to see how many people you've helped and how much, you know, they've gone on to do so well. So I wanted to say that, and you were definitely a godsend to us. You saved us during the lockdown, and I'm totally resonating with everything that Nazreen and Nikki and Jessica are saying, especially around the, you know, faith-based organizations like ourselves trying to get funding and getting past that, kind of educating the funders about you know, that we're not out there evangelizing. It's about helping our local communities of all faiths.
I was going to say, no more mishmash patchwork project-based funding. Give us long-term sustainable investment so that we can build from the ground up. No more project costs.
That's a really, really good point. Invest in your community development partners.